Stop speaking nonsense, Kasukuwere tells Mutsvangwa. It seems what is happening right now in ZANU-PF is becoming childish, more and more childish, especially with the presence of Chris Mutsvangwa, especially after he has come back and he has started again his motor-mouth business. Because what we are looking at happening in ZANU-PF really is an issue that is all about the issues of succession between Chiwenga General and Emerson Mnangagwa. It's still puzzling to find other ZANU-PF cadres who want to throw the net outside. They want to cast their net to other people that are very far, like people like Kasukuwere and Dr. Walter Mzembe. We have seen this happening with Chris Mutsvangwa attacking everyone, and he is on record saying that Kasukuwere and Dr. Mzembe are people that want to see Mnangagwa out instead of concentrating on where the real war is happening. Because as Zimbabwean people, we are aware of where these problems are coming from. The real battle in ZANU-PF is very, very clear. Of course, the G40 is there. The G40 could still be having their own, kind of ambitions also to maybe come back or to take over somehow, one way or the other. Yes, that could be true. But the main issue today is between the Chiwenga faction as well as the Lacoste faction. So Mutsvangwa, I think he just has his own people that he targets. He has his own, weak people that he weak in courts, that he thinks that for everything that happens, he needs to be throwing stones at those ones. Or maybe it is some kind of diversionary tactics. We don't know. But what really is happening is very, very clear. And these people have started to challenge each other while we are looking with General Chiwenga also coming to speak against the 2030 agenda in that statement, which he said there's no place for factionalism. Nobody should be said we want this one more than that one. And the party is more important than the individual. We know all those things. Why is Mutsvangwa not talking about those things? Instead, he wants to be talking about people like Kasukuwere, who are very far, who are not in the country, who are not really like directly involved in whatever is happening in ZANU-PF. So this is why I am saying this could be some kind of diversionary tactics of Chris Mutsvangwa to want to confuse people from being able to know exactly what is happening on the ground. Because the war that has started is clear, it's seen, everyone knows it, everyone is aware of what right now is happening within the circles of ZANU-PF. But Mutsvangwa being Mutsvangwa, when he touches some subject, he may want to find himself going wayward to the point that one would wonder what's really happening with Mutsvangwa. He can bring in some names and just start to throw them around. And I remember when he was talking about Julius Malema, he started to speak of some other European organizations that are way, and these are the organizations that Malema is working for, and what it is an organization of white superiorists and things like that. And joining those things, you just end up getting to a point where you say, this is not working. Anyone who would criticize ZANU-PF, Mutsvangwa would want to say they are working for so and so, or they are attached to so and so. Does everyone have to be attached to someone for them to tell ZANU-PF that they failed? Just like Zimbabwean people, the Zimbabwean people don't need anyone to tell them about their situation, because the situation is speaking for itself in Zimbabwe, and nobody should ever come and say, it is because you are attached to such an organization that is the one that is telling you. Everyone is seeing the pain, the poverty, the hunger in Zimbabwe, the starvation in Zimbabwe, and the general corruption that is happening right in front of the eyes of everyone. The human rights abuses, when people are being tortured and arrested in the eyes of everyone. And when people talk about it, Mutsvangwa doesn't want to believe or to agree that these people can say these things on their own. They can think on their own. He always wants to insinuate that it is because of someone else. I don't know why he doesn't believe that people can say things on their own. They don't need anyone to tell them that. So this is exactly what we are seeing happening right inside ZANU-PF. So SABC has interviewed these gentlemen, and Kasukuwere was on record telling Mutsvangwa, that what you are saying is just nonsense. And Sophie Mukwena actually interviewed them. And just a bit of that video, so you can just watch for yourself. And Sophie Mukwena writes that former Zimbabwean Minister Honorable Kasukuwere has dismissed allegations that they are interfering in the succession process of ZANU-PF, and SABC News had this report.
Well, I think the article and the response, or the statement by Mutsvangwa, is an indication of the deep-seated challenges of illegitimacy that the current administration faces. What Mutsvangwa speaks about is obviously a lot of hogwash, nonsense, but the key concern that everybody has is from the day the coup happened in Zimbabwe and the current team took over the management of the country, they are just not being able to achieve the legitimacy that they require. Hence, they put every other day to try and look for somebody to blame for their misfortunes.
Right. So this is what it is. The interview is quite a bit long, and I just decided to give you just a piece of it so that we can just be looking at the kind of bullets that are being fired against each other between the ZANU-PF Lacoste side and the G40 linked guys, as well as those that are on the other side of the Chiwenga faction. So this on its own is just indicating to us how much confusion is right inside ZANU-PF. The kind of battles that are bedeviling ZANU-PF right now are more than what they can bear. And this is a cocktail for disaster. Where we are going, we are not going to be seeing these guys being able to survive the pressure that is coming against them, because the more divisions they have as individuals or as individual factions within ZANU-PF, it continues to cause a lot more problems for them. The more they continue to fight, the more they are fragmented, the more they become weaker and weaker, and the more the push that is coming against them could be more effective. So all that Zimbabwean people want is to see a Zimbabwe that is free, a Zimbabwe that is democratic, a Zimbabwe that is a government that is responsible. Just new leaders. Zimbabwe simply need new leaders. These forces are spent forces, they are tired forces. And I think they must accept on their own that, you know what, they are tired. And these people should not lie to themselves, to tell themselves that they can continue to challenge all generations. You can't. It can't happen. I can never claim to be wiser than my sons. My sons right now, they are well advanced in the way that they understand the things that are happening now. You know, we have some other things that we'll have to even ask our children, say, okay, how do I do this? Then he comes 2 minutes on the computer here, he will have fixed everything on the issues that I may be taking long to fix. So it's just like that. The technology has developed. We are older people. We are of an older generation. When I'm Mutsvangwa, they are even worse back there. You see, so they should never be lying to themselves to tell themselves that they can challenge all generations that are still coming, and they want to continue to tell themselves that they are still the most witty and the most cunning. Is a lie that they are lying to themselves. So they are still going to go out anyway, because Zimbabwean people will continue to push for freedom, and indeed freedom is going to come. We want a new Zimbabwe, and the new Zimbabwe is coming. New leaders are coming for Zimbabwe. Remember to subscribe to this channel, like and share. Till we meet again in the upcoming show.